Education isn't a destination, it's a lifelong journey that shapes who we become, filled with lessons, growth, and endless discovery. What if the true value of education isn't in the degree, but in the lessons learned and growth achieved along the way? Education isn't just about reaching a goal, it's about the growth, lessons, and transformation along every step of the journey. Education isn't an endpoint. It's an evolving journey where every challenge, lesson, and experience shapes who we become. The notion of education is often misinterpreted as a destination, an end goal to reach, like a final stop on a long journey. We tend to think that the pursuit of knowledge culminates in a certificate or a degree, a tangible token of accomplishment that signifies we have reached the peak of learning. But the truth is, education is not a destination, it is a journey. It's not about the final prize or the degree you hold in your hand. It's about the process, the experiences, and the growth you undergo along the way. The real reward of education lies not in what you achieve, but in how you evolve as a person. When we talk about education as a journey, we refer to the continuous path of learning, evolving, and adapting. It is about accumulating knowledge, building character, and refining skills over time. The journey is shaped by various milestones, each providing us with insights, experiences, and lessons. However, the beauty of education lies in the fact that these lessons never stop. Just like a long road that stretches into the horizon, the journey of education continues indefinitely. At the beginning of this journey, we are often motivated by a desire to reach a certain point. We want to gain knowledge to get a good job, to improve our social status, or to live a better life. But as we venture deeper into the world of education, we start to realize that the ultimate purpose of education is not the job we land or the salary we earn. It's about the way it shapes our worldview, our perspectives, and our interactions with the world around us. The moment you start viewing education as a journey, your outlook on life begins to change, and you begin to appreciate the process of learning. Learning is not just about memorizing facts or solving problems. It is about developing the ability to think critically, to question assumptions, and to challenge the status quo. It is about becoming more adaptable in the face of new challenges and more empathetic towards others. The lessons you learn through education are not confined to textbooks or classrooms. They come from experiences, mistakes, and encounters with people who offer new perspectives. As we go through this educational journey, we encounter challenges that push us to grow. These challenges might come in the form of difficult subjects, complex problems, or moments of failure. But it is in these struggles that we learn the most. The most valuable lessons are not learned when things go smoothly, but when we are forced to confront our weaknesses, our limitations, and our vulnerabilities. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable. One of the key lessons we learn along the journey of education is the importance of perseverance. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't going as planned, but it's during those tough moments that we develop the mental fortitude to keep going. Education teaches us to embrace failure as a stepping stone to success. It's through failure that we develop the skills to solve problems, think critically, and overcome obstacles. Success, therefore, is not the absence of failure, but the ability to keep going despite it. Another essential lesson in this journey is the importance of self-awareness. As we move through life, we encounter different situations, ideas, and people who challenge us to reflect on our values, beliefs, and goals. Education teaches us not just about the world, but also about ourselves. It's through the process of learning and growing that we discover who we truly are and what we are passionate about. The more we understand ourselves, the better equipped we are to make decisions that align with our true purpose and aspirations. But perhaps the most powerful lesson in this journey is the realization that we are never truly finished learning. Just when you think you've learned everything there is to know, life presents you with new challenges, new ideas, and new opportunities for growth. The world is constantly evolving, and so are we. Education as a journey is not about reaching a specific destination, but about staying open to new experiences and continuously seeking ways to improve. The best part of the journey is that there is always more to learn, more to discover, and more to experience. So, how do we stay committed to this journey? How do we continue to grow and evolve as lifelong learners? The answer lies in our mindset. When we embrace the idea that education is a journey and not a destination, we cultivate a mindset of curiosity, resilience, and growth. We learn to embrace the process rather than fixating on the end result. We become comfortable with the idea of lifelong learning, knowing that it is through continuous learning that we unlock our true potential. Throughout this journey, we must also remember that education is not a solitary endeavor. It is deeply influenced by the people we meet, the mentors we have, and the communities we belong to. Learning from others, sharing experiences, and working together can help us gain new insights and broaden our perspectives. As we embark on this educational journey, we should surround ourselves with individuals who inspire and challenge us, people who help us see the world in different ways. As we move forward in this journey, it's important to remember that education is not just about acquiring knowledge, but also about applying that knowledge in meaningful ways. It's not enough to simply learn for the sake of learning. We must use what we've learned to make a positive impact on the world around us. Whether it's through our work, our relationships, or our community involvement, the true value of education lies in how we use it to contribute to the greater good. The journey of education also teaches us the value of curiosity. When we stay curious, we stay engaged in the world around us. We seek out new knowledge, ask questions, and challenge ourselves to see things from different angles. Curiosity is what keeps the journey alive and exciting even when the road gets tough. It's what fuels our passion for learning and pushes us to explore new ideas, new fields, and new ways of thinking. When we think of education as a journey, we realize that learning extends far beyond the formal education system. Education is not confined to the walls of a school or university. It is a lifelong process that takes place everywhere. In the conversations we have, the books we read, the experiences we encounter, and the challenges we face. Education is about adapting to change, making decisions in uncertain situations, and using our knowledge to shape our own future. It's an ongoing process, one that continues for as long as we are open to learning and growing. As we dive deeper into this journey, it's crucial to understand the role of failure. In the traditional education system, failure is often seen as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. But when we view education as a journey, failure takes on a different meaning. Failure is not an end, but a beginning, a moment when we can pause, reflect, and reassess. It's through failure that we learn our most profound lessons. It teaches us humility, resilience, and the courage to try again. Every successful person you see has faced their own share of failures. What sets them apart is not the absence of failure, but their ability to rise again after each setback. Education teaches us that it's not about never falling, but about getting back up each time. Failure is the best teacher. It shows us where we need to grow, it uncovers gaps in our knowledge, and it provides us with valuable insights on how to do better next time. The journey of education is filled with bumps in the road, but it is these bumps that shape us into the people we are meant to become. The beauty of the journey also lies in the fact that it's not linear. We often think of education as a straight path: go to school, graduate, get a job, and live happily ever after. But life is rarely that simple. The journey of education is full of twists, turns, and unexpected detours. Sometimes we may feel lost, uncertain of which direction to take. Sometimes we may feel like we're not moving forward at all. But these moments of uncertainty are part of the journey. They are what help us grow. They teach us that life is unpredictable and that success is not defined by the straightness of the path, but by how we navigate through life's challenges. As we move through life, we also learn that education is not just about acquiring practical skills, but about cultivating emotional intelligence. In today's world, technical knowledge is essential, but emotional intelligence is just as crucial. The ability to understand our emotions, to manage our stress, to empathize with others, and to communicate effectively are skills that are honed over time through experience. Emotional intelligence helps us build strong relationships, resolve conflicts, and navigate through the complexities of life with grace. Education teaches us that the process of learning is just as important as the content we learn. It's not only about memorizing facts or acing exams, it's about the habits and attitudes we develop along the way. Developing a mindset of continuous learning, staying curious, and being open to new ideas is what propels us forward in the journey of education. This mindset is what allows us to evolve into adaptable, innovative, and compassionate individuals. One of the greatest gifts education offers is the opportunity to connect with others. Through the journey of learning, we encounter people from all walks of life: teachers, mentors, peers, and even strangers who inspire us with their stories. These connections are not just about exchanging knowledge. They are about forming relationships, sharing experiences, and offering support. In fact, the people we meet along the way often become the most significant part of our educational journey. Their wisdom, guidance, and encouragement help us push through difficult times and stay on track when the road ahead seems uncertain. This aspect of the journey also highlights the importance of community. While individual effort is vital in education, no one achieves success alone. The power of community and collaboration cannot be overstated. When we engage with others, share ideas, and work together, we learn so much more than we could ever learn on our own. A supportive community fosters creativity, sparks new ideas, and helps us achieve things we never thought possible. Education, when viewed as a journey, becomes a shared experience that transcends borders, cultures, and backgrounds. As we grow through this journey, it's important to remember that success looks different for everyone. The world often defines success in terms of wealth, status, or external achievements. But true success is subjective. It's about finding purpose and fulfillment in the work you do, the relationships you build, and the impact you make on the world. Success is the satisfaction that comes from pursuing what you love, from following your passions, and from creating value in ways that resonate with your soul. Education is the tool that helps you define your own version of success, not the one imposed by society. But it's not just about success, it's about the legacy you leave behind. The journey of education is not just about what you accomplish for yourself, but also about the contributions you make to the world. As we learn and grow, we accumulate knowledge and experiences that allow us to give back to society. Whether it's through mentorship, innovation, art, or activism, the lessons we learn can have a lasting impact on others. Education, therefore, is not only about personal growth, it's about leaving the world better than you found it. There will be moments when you question the path you've chosen, when you wonder if all the effort is worth it. But it's in these moments of doubt that you must remind yourself that the journey itself is the reward. The beauty of education is that it transforms you in ways that you can't always see in the moment. Over time, you look back and realize how much you've changed, how much you've grown, and how much you've learned, not just in terms of knowledge, but in terms of who you are as a person. As you continue along this journey, remember that the road ahead may be long and the challenges may seem insurmountable at times, but the key is to keep moving forward, to keep learning, growing, and evolving. The destination, if there ever is one, will come when the journey has been lived fully. So embrace every step, every lesson, and every challenge, for the true reward lies not at the end of the road, but in the journey itself. Before we conclude, we'd like to leave you with one last thought. Education is not just about acquiring knowledge, it's about becoming the person you are meant to be. The lessons you learn, the people you meet, the obstacles you overcome, all of these experiences shape you into the person you are destined to become. The journey is ongoing, and there is no final destination. It is a continuous process of growth, transformation, and discovery. So keep learning, keep evolving, and remember that education is not the end of the road, but the beginning of a lifetime of possibilities.